There's an excellent website called Quizlet.com in which the teacher can create a set of vocabulary cards or words, and then his or her students can get onto Quizlet and then practice those words. Here's what Quizlet website looks like. The first thing you'll notice is there's some neat information coming up that shows you your area and if students are using Quizlet in your state or your area. It's kind of fun for your own students to see that as well. It gives you some information about how Quizlet works, how Quizlet was formed. If you want to read more information about it, you sure can. I signed up using my Google account, so I'm just going to do a Google sign-in right here. Now this is where you create the sets, and a set is, if you think of the flashcards, the older flashcards where students would make flashcards and then keep studying constantly, you can now do that online using Google or using Quizlet as well. What you do is you come to Quizlet's site and you create a set. Now I've already started a set, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like when you continue your set. Here's my set right here, and I just did a couple of words. The neat thing is I'm going to edit this list to show you how to add more to it. You can add as many words as you need for your specific set. Now think about when your students are practicing these sets to not make them too big, otherwise it's hard for them to get through all of the terms. Now my first set only has 3 terms. I definitely want to add more to it. So I can hit the plus sign right down here and I can add more terms to it. Here's the features for how this works. The left-hand column, you're going to add or insert the term. The right-hand column is where you're going to insert the definition. Over here it gives you several features or options. First one is to add an image, and this is useful if you're trying to have the students associate an image with a term with a definition where you put all 3 together. You can also do an audio voice or an auto recording of yourself reading the term with the definition. Now if you don't do this option, it's still available through Quizlet. However, it's read through as a robotic computer. Very challenging for some students. It's very choppy. So you would want to add a little bit of personal touch there and put your own voice in on it. You can also auto-define. Now if you're not exactly sure what the definition is, you can hit auto-define and it will come up with a bunch of possible definitions for you. If you want to move the order around, you can just click and drag and move it around, or you can insert another image right here. For instance, if you're doing vocabulary terms for a chapter or a unit in your book or in your information that you have gathered, you can insert that the word right in that spot that you need to. For now, I'm going to click Done. Here's what the tools are for Quizlet. Now these are, if you're thinking about a student logging in, they get access to the flashcards for that set. Now they can hear the audio. If it's you or it's the computer, they simply click on it. It tells them the definition. They can flip back. They can go to the next term. I always recommend starting with this. They get really good practice. Then they can go practice their skills doing other things. Learn. Now this is where you can have the computer or you read the term, read it to them. So similar to a picture usually online. I know that one is image. So I'm going to type in image and click answer. Now it shows I only have 1 remaining because there are 3 words for this set. I don't have any incorrect yet, which is great. I have 2 that are correct. Now if I do make a mistake, Quizlet offers an explanation or what the correct answer is. Speller. It's going to read it to you. It's going to say image, and I need to spell it. Get it correct? It works right there. Perfect. There's my score. It's keeping track of my information. Now Quizlet does offer a paid membership or a premium membership for, I think it's about $30. It will allow you to keep better track of your students and their data and their results. However, the free version is good enough for what most teachers are using this for. Test. This is a great spot for students to take practice tests or teachers to come here and make it. Now, one way to do this is you come to this right here where it says test and you can create the test. Now, kind of the older way of doing it is you hit print. You print it out and you give it to your students. A newer version of how to do this online is to create it using Quizlet. It fills in all the answer choices for you. You simply copy and start to paste it over in a Google form, for instance. What is great with this is students can take as many practice tests as they need before it's the real test. They can change it over here. I only want written, and I want the definition first. I want to create a new test. There's my new test. I type in my answers, I hit check answers. It's a really neat tool for students to check where they're at. Now the last two, as you can see, are the game part. So I'm going to click on scatter. Make everything disappear. So what it shows you, is similar to a picture online. I want to drag it over here. It's going to disappear. Regular internet use, that's AUP. The last one here. So my time was 9.7. Now your record, because I have only done this one time, is 9.7. What's really fun is to watch the students compete against themselves and have a friendly competition with their friends about who can get these words done the fastest. So that's called scatter. The last one is race, and this one involves some typing, so it's a little bit harder for some students. So the first one is URL, and you'll notice my score will start to increase. It says, I'm going to pause this here. If they don't know, they can pause it, think about it for a little bit, hit play, and then type it. Now, you'll be able to see here real shortly what happens if they don't type it fast enough. This term, when it gets over to the edge, that's when they're saying, oh, you lost a life. So it takes a life from me, and then I'm typing in the correct answer. Then I got to get back down here and quickly type in the next one. The more levels you advance to, the faster this becomes. It's the same thing like scatter. It's really fun for the students to keep track of their own personal records, but also to keep track of how they're competing and keep learning these words. All right, I'm going to go back to the progress here. What's neat for the teacher side is the teacher gets to see this. So for instance, if your students, there were 25 students in your class, it would show what percentage of your students got this one correct, what percentage got this one correct, and so forth. This is helpful for you when you're doing direct instruction. You can make sure you work those words back in a couple more times. All right, one more thing to look at here. When you are on Quizlet, you can join or create a class. What's neat is you can have your students create their own set of flashcards or online cards. You can also have them join another teacher's set. So for instance, if you had a couple other teachers that were in your department, they each make their own set, and then your students join those classes. So now they can have access to all of the vocabulary terms. When they have some extra time or during vocabulary enrichment or whatever it is, they can start to work on their sets. All right, thanks a lot, and I hope you check out Quizlet.